Time to go live. Hi, everybody. I think thought I scheduled this for 2 o'clock, and it just told me 3 o'clock. I don't know what that's about. So if there's nobody here, my apologies. But welcome for those of you who are here, or who are seeing it now and just joining or just signing in. This is going to be a moment because I am going to go get a cable so that I actually am hardwired in and have faster internet. Give me like 2 seconds. Oh, I'm back. And now connected to the internet. Whew. All right. I see Poondog is here. I don't know why this was telling me 3 o'clock. I assume it was telling me 3 o'clock because of my own error. But we'll see. I see EMS saying I might tune in. I was going to spend the evening learning Arabic script. We've got it on flashcards already. Exactly. Let's see. Low bit rate. That should be fixed by... Yeah, there we go. All right. Let's see. Do I have anybody here? If you're here, say hello. Because 2 o'clock lines up better with nap time than 3 o'clock does. So I don't know what I did. And I guess I have this set so it'll take a minute before any of you hear me ask to say hello. So I'll wait a second. Today was just going to be a wrap up. And then I was going to kind of move on to some other stuff. I will continue studying Persian and check in with people, maybe do a follow up in a few months. But I'm going to pivot to some other languages on the live streams. Hi, everybody. Okay, so this is weird. It's telling me that I don't have any viewers, but I see people saying hello. So I'm going to just believe you all saying hello rather than YouTube telling me that there's nobody here. Okay, I see Reza Nayabi's American English class. You're Iranian, but your L1 is American English. Thanks. I really appreciate it. More power. More power to me. Thank you. I really appreciate that. I'm having fun with this. Poondog, which I love. I love the participation from Poondog. Just making me say that every week. So how far will you take your Farsi? Will you become fluent? I am going to continue. I am going to try to be a little bit past the phrasebook level. I made a YouTube video, like not live stream, but video, and I talked about some next steps for me. So I have this book, which you'll notice today I'm holding right side up. I have some podcasts, I have some stuff that I want to do, but I have a little bit more like intensity that I want to focus on a couple of other languages coming up. I am going to, it's been long enough that I think that I have the emotional and psychological and mental bandwidth and energy to return to modern Hebrew and Levantine Arabic. And I plan on studying and live streaming those both over the next few months. We'll see how that goes. It may be something that, I tend not to want to close comments or, not have a chat or something like that. And so I'd rather just, have the conversation that we're going to have, but keep it focused on language and culture and society and people. But hopefully I'm not making a tremendous mistake wading into those. But I'm going to be studying them, and I figure I might as well live stream them while I do it. So I hope this goes well. With the Farsi, I definitely, to answer your question, do plan to continue. I'm just going to be continuing with the book that I've been working on. So you all, I think at this point, most of you who are here know that I've been using the colloquial Persian textbook from Routledge, I don't know how you say it. And that's the third edition, which I think I have a link to in the description. I have gone through the whole textbook. I've seen the whole textbook. I've analyzed the sort of grammatical structures and everything in the whole textbook, but I have dumped about 9 chapters out of 17 into Anki. And so I'll be doing a little bit more. and I just probably won't be doing live streams where I just have you watch me make Anki cards. I mean, you can leave me a comment in the chat if you just want to watch me make Anki cards. We've already like talked about the grammar. It's just new vocabulary. Maybe I'll think about live streaming some of that. But I planned on looking at, like I said, Hebrew and Levantine Arabic. I'm actually not. I told my wife I'm not taking on new languages anymore. I'm done. There's like 7,000 in the world. It's so many languages, and they're all interesting and they're all amazing. But if I want to sit down and actually focus, um, I'm putting things on pause for a while. So I won't be like taking on something new like Turkish. I've studied a little bit of Arabic. I've studied a little bit of Hebrew. I've studied a little bit of, French, Italian, whatever. Like I'm going to kind of go through those and bring everything up a little bit. But I need to take a moment. I don't think I can handle something new like, Turkish or Yoruba or something. I had somebody ask me the other day, like, you want to study Yoruba? And I was like, I do, but I'm not going to. So maybe later. Let me see. I'm looking at the feed. Hebrew and Arabic, New York City, reside in Turkey. Yeah, Turkish is I appreciate Turkish. I find the structure of Turkish interesting. I love the sound of Turkish. You could not pay me to study. I mean, maybe you could, but I just everything about it, I'm like, oh, that's really interesting. I really would not want to have to memorize that. Um, I see D'Artagnan Mill in Spanish. Yeah, for sure, for sure. Actually, I'm gonna have a video coming out about Spanish. I've studied Spanish. Here's my Spanish story. I worked for Rosetta Stone at a kiosk in Grand Central for years, um, in part because it was a good day job for a jazz musician, and in part because they paid me to study languages. They were like, hey, if you could just use the software, then people see how it works, and it might attract people. I was like, heard. Say no more. I got you. And after about a year, I had enough people come up to me and just start talking in Spanish and ask about learning English. And I didn't speak any Spanish. That I was like, I gotta learn some Spanish. So I have like Rosetta Stone level Spanish, and a little bit of Duolingo level Spanish in there, which is not the worst. It works for me, but I have like a mental block around Spanish because of some of the politics of language policy and power and all that in the United States and in New York in particular, where it's like I want to be respectful, and I don't want to butcher somebody else's language, but especially in a scenario where lots of people do and where there's a power differential, and I have a mental block that I got to figure out. I don't have that for Farsi, obviously. I'm willing to just be bad at it, but Spanish, I feel like I have to be good at it. So I see, maybe not a whole stream of Anki cards, but it's cool to see how you break down and structure your study materials. I'm going to continue that today, and I have some updates, which if anybody's doing this as well, it'll be really, really helpful. So I found that closed deletion cards, not super great for me. They might work great for you. For me, just building vocabulary, I want to have like a word and its translation. And what I'll do, I can actually share my screen. Let's make some cards. Let's do this. I'll walk through it. If I can find my studio. There we go. All right, so you should see my screen. Uh-oh, chapter 2 of my book. No, let me close that. All right, so that's a draft. So let's see. I got Hebrew here because I've already been kind of poking around, but let me go back to my colloquials. And actually, I think I have this just on the desktop. Forget downloads. Let me get rid of that. So let's see, colloquials. And I have colloquial Persian. I'm on disk 2. And then I have a different folder that's Persian Anki audio. So I think I just did, actually, if I go back, here's my file structure. Okay, track 4 split, track 5 split. Now, what is split? You may be wondering. This is something, instead of, I've been using Audacity. I've been, selecting words or phrases and exporting them, and then adding them to a card. I'll have English on one side and an image that I pull from Google Images, and then I'll have the Farsi on the other side and audio. And I'll either use Forvo for the pronunciation, or I'll use the audio from Routledge. Or sometimes I just have transliteration. I have been working in transliteration in part because it's easy. I can read the script, but I can also just make it easy for myself when I don't have to read the script. So let's do this. I open with Audacity. Audacity is a free open source audio processing software. Give me a second, by the way. It's time for coffee. So this is a Brazil from Plowshares that I did as a V60 pour over. And I have a pour over story as well. I think this track might not be good, so I might need to go straight to track 7.
Now it's your turn.
Yeah, now it's your turn. Okay, no, I don't care about that. So track 8, open with Audacity, open with Alacrity. And what I had been doing is, let's see, this part all here looks like it's the narrator, but let's find out.
Do you remember how Julie asks, "Excuse me, is there a public telephone around here?" Here's a reminder.
ببخشید، این اطراف تلفن عمومی هست؟
Based on this model, can you ask, "Excuse me, is there a library around here?"
This might not be the best.
Here's how we say library in Persian.
Oh,
کتابخونه.
we knew that already. Kitabkhune.
ببخشید، این اطراف کتابخونه هست؟
All right, so what I had been doing is highlighting something here, going to File, going to Export Selected Audio, giving it a name. A lot of steps for each individual sentence that I wanted to add. What I am doing now, let me open Anki so I can just do this all in one go and actually add these cards. This will be helpful. Let's see. Anki's opening. Also, one thing that I've noticed, I was doing like 100 new words with 1,000 reviews before the trip that I took. Now I've dropped it to like 15 and 150. I'm not seeing a lot of the new stuff that I put in. I'm getting a lot of reviews, and I have to make it to like new words, which is, I'm not getting the dopamine hit that I wanted. All right, so here's what I've been doing. This is cool. Go to Analyze. Go to Silence Finder. What I will do, yes, you must first select some audio. What I will do, so as I'll first select some audio, go to Analyze, up at the top, Silence Finder. Treat audio below this level as silence. That's like negative 30 decibels. That's fine. Minimum duration of silence, 0.25. So that's 250 milliseconds. That's pretty good. And we can kind of fidget with this. I found that 30 was too high. I think 50 might have been the default. So hit OK. And look at this. It finds all these silences. Why do you want to find silences? Well, because what you can then do is export multiple. You see where I'm going with this? We're going to call this track 7 split. And let's see, numbering before labels track name, that's fine. I don't care about giving them all a name. Export doesn't exist. Would you like to create it? Yes, I would. Look at this. Split it all, exported the audio, and now if I go to somewhere, Colloquial Persian, I have my Persian Anki audio, track 7 split. And with track 7 split,
do you remember how Julie
I don't
asks,
care about him.
"Excuse me, is there..." Here's a reminder.
I don't care about that.
ببخشید، این اطراف تلفن عمومی هست؟
Look at that. So here's what I'm going to do. What did he say? Where's there a public telephone around here? I'll just do the whole thing as an Anki card. Excuse me. Where is there a public phone around here? Now, what I might do is open a new Google tab. Actually, let's do incognito, because I don't need all of this history. Public phone. Let's say woman asking for public phone. Probably payphone would be better. Images. Perfect, right? You don't need to overthink this. So yes, she's already at the phone, but I don't care. This'll be good enough for me, and I like the third one, so I'm going to add the third one here. I'm going to drop it into my Anki card. I will say the Farsi. Well, let me put the audio. But you get the idea here. Like I can split it and then.
ببخشید، این اطراف تلفن عمومی هست؟
Okay, so.
ببخشید، این اطراف تلفن عمومی هست؟
ببخشید، این اطراف. I'll have to listen again.
ببخشید این اطراف تلفن عمومی هست؟
So I'm going to do that with a little hat. In atrof telefone omuni hast. And we've already seen all these words if you're doing the same kind of thing that I've been doing with the Anki decks. And this is just what I've been making lately. Or I might just cut up the words. Like I might cut up that audio and just have telefone omuni or something like that. This has been...
Based on this model,
game
can you
changer.
ask,
So let's see, based on this model, blah, blah, blah. I don't care.
is there a library around
Is
here?
there a library?
Here's how we say library in Persian.
کتابخونه.
I already know that.
ببخشید این اطراف کتابخونه هست؟
Why not? Just for two cards that have inatrof. So, is there a library near here? Now, you'll notice that that split bebachshid and inatrof kitabkhune hast. So let me, I could add both. I could fiddle with the separation. Doesn't really matter. This just saves so much time in dividing these up. And what I wanted to do in the last few minutes of this is see if I could do that for try and conversation or some similar, like pick a podcast and break it on the silences and then have sentences effectively. So I might see if I can do that in just a moment, but let's finish out this one. Is there a library near here? What am I asking for? Let's see. Asking for... Oh man, I'm typing terribly. Directions to library. I could combine some of these, I guess. Boom. She's in the library. Or she's just in the library. That's where she wants to be. That's fine. That's good enough for me to remember it. Don't overthink it, Jones.
این اطراف کتابخونه هست؟
In atrof kitabkhune hast.
این اطراف کتابخونه هست؟
I love that. Hast. In atrof kitabkhune hast. Okay, and let's see what's going on in the chat. I don't understand jokes. Okay. All right. Oh, that's that's your name. I'm like, that's guess I don't understand usernames. So which is worse? Who knows? All right, let's see. Let's see. I don't know if Trying Conversation actually has stuff that we can download now for free. They used to. But I like them. They're another resource. I haven't used them as much for this challenge that I did, in part because I get angry at Matt. It's just I get frustrated because I could tell that he's reading it in transliteration and he's then adding like his the way that he would pronounce it. Oh, what's this low bit rate again? Come on, what's going on? I'm plugged right. Oh, there we go. Okay, I'm getting these warnings, but I'm also directly like hardwired with a Ethernet cable. But Google's taking a long time to respond, so maybe I am doing something wrong here. Okay, let's see. Learn Persian. Log in. Try for free. Get out of here. Where's the podcast? Where can I download a podcast? This is... wonder if I can download... if I have it on iTunes or something. I got to be able to download a podcast. We could also pick something else if that's useful to people. But this is like... I just think this is a really nice way of dividing things up. Let's try with Apple Podcasts. Let's see if I can just download it. And yeah, here we go. Worst case scenario, I could just, play it, record it. That's super annoying. I'd rather just actually download them, but you guys don't have to watch me click through show 10 more. Oh, see all. That's what I need. Or is that all reviews? I don't want reviews. Get out of here. Speak lesson 71 Nowruz, whatever. I haven't seen this one, so let's see what we got here. I see. Do you pick phrases at random, or are you thinking about some method to what concept it represents? I'm not picking them at random. So this is following the supplementary materials for the Routledge colloquial textbook, and that you have to have a little trust in them because there's an order that they do things. And so what happens is, like, if you want to say something with a relative clause, or if you want to say if this, then that, you got to wait quite a while to do it. But what I've been doing is going through and either doing Anki cards the way I've just been doing, or let me just show you. Like, I don't know if they have this in the audio, but exercise 3 here. They say a Persian-speaking relative has received a card, blah, blah, blah. Can you translate this into Persian? They have the answers in the back of the book. I'll just make these into Anki cards. So with that said, let me see if I can actually get Shy in conversation. Listen on Apple Podcasts, play. Let's try play and see if I can download it. Oh, this is annoying.
Learn Persian with
I'll open podcasts. We'll see what I got. This might be a little bit more tedious to do step by step because I'm sure I can download it. Yeah. Let's see. Download. You can't see my screen, but that's fine. Here. Download episode. And then I'll chop it up. So I like the reason I'm doing this is the audio. I find after my 2-3 month sprint with Persian, the transliteration is more helpful than Arabic script. Transliteration and audio is better than either one of those alone. And a visual mnemonic is just amazing. It shouldn't make a difference, like you wouldn't think that it would, and it does. So I can guarantee you that I'm going to remember in atrof kitab khuneast based on this picture of a woman with a book. And it doesn't, like, there's nothing special about that picture. It's just it adds more color, more flavor to what we've been doing. Let's see, can I don't know how to export this stuff from iTunes. This is going to be a whole thing. So I won't do this, but you get the idea. I'm sure with a little bit of know-how, you can download it and then do the same thing. Open it in Audacity, divide it up, and hit play. I will say, this live stream, we were gone for like 5 weeks and on the road. My wife and daughter are now under the weather, not COVID, thank God, but it's been a lot. So I'm very, very happy to be home, but I'm also like, I just careened into this live stream straight from the gym. I thought I had an extra hour. Evidently I did because I scheduled it wrong, but 2 o'clock was the plan. So this is like, you're seeing me just struggling. It tells me, let's see, analytics. Okay, I got some people here, so I'm not all by myself talking into the void. So let me just finish this out. I've got this this lesson that I divided up. Let's see what else we got.
Do you remember how Julie asks, sorry to bother you?
Sorry to bother you. I'm gonna guess that's like Khaste Nabashid.
Can you change this 10 two-man note, please? Here's a reminder.
ببخشید زحمت میدم. 10 تومن پول خرد دارید لطفاً.
Okay. I already have that, so I'm not going to add this here.
Based on this model, can you ask, sorry to bother you, can you change this 50 two-man note, please?
ببخشید زحمت دیدم.
ببخشید زحمت میدم.
That I'll add. Sorry to bother you. Pretty good translation, actually. That's literally like, excuse me, I'm giving you a trouble, which I love. Let's see. I found that the image aids recall generally, not just for problem. Yes. Yeah, it just does. I don't know why. There's some science on it, but it definitely does. And I found personally that it does
ببخشید
well.
زحمت میدم.
Bebachshid. And that's also why the transliteration helps for me, is because I can see it in my mind's eye, whereas with another alphabet, it's a little bit harder. It's just an extra step. I find with Hebrew, having the Hebrew actually helps because there's different roots that are pronounced the same. So, having that core of meaning. But I still think that transliteration also is really helpful there. What do we say? Zahmat didam. How long did I keep that in my head? Didam or didan? What did he say?
ببخشید زحمت میدم. ببخشید زحمت میدم.
Bidam. Is that bidam? Like to give? Like I'm gonna?
ببخشید زحمت میدم. 50 تومن پول خرد دارید لطفاً.
Okay, I don't care about that. And then just silence. Found it.
ببخشید زحمت میدم.
Anybody who speaks Persian in the chat, let me know what he's saying, because I thought it was didam, but it's that's no, it can't be. It's bidam, right? But he's saying bidam. But is that just accent? I have questions. So for those of you who are learning with me, my thought process here is that I know that saying I'm like, can I, may I, shall I, whatever, that uses the subjunctive form. That I know that to give, it's to give troubles. Zahmat doshtan. And I know that the present is da. So midam. Thank you. I knew I was hearing something crazy. Zahmat midam. I will. Zahmat midam. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, I was thinking, didam means I saw. I was like, it's not, I saw trouble. So, bebachshid, zahmat midam. So my thought process was valid, but wrong. Sorry to bother you. I know what I'm going to get already. I'm just going to go with it. Not what I wanted, but I'm going to go with it. Yeah. No, let me see. Let me just see if I can find something else. Oh, stereotypes. That's cool. I'll do another asking for directions. Even though he's actually asking for pule khord. This isn't my negation. Na is the negation. Okay, cheers me down, but I'm not Persian. Nice. Yeah, I'm having zahmat ha right now. All right, so that's a big thing that I hit upon after doing this challenge. And what I found, the other thing I'll tell you, I'll show you some real life Anki practice right now. And the reason for this is because what I found is, I'll show you what I was doing, and I'll show you what I should have been doing. Okay, so this is study now. Hamin alon, and that's right now. And what I was doing is I would think, and I would go, okay, and then I'd say, okay, that's good. Ano, and this is as didani shajarian, veshenidani sedyoyu shirazmian. Now this is an older card that I made. I wouldn't make it this format again, but this is fine. I want
آنها
to see.
برای دیدن شجریان و شنیدن صدای او به شیراز میآیند.
So I got that one wrong. I'd hit again. Boss, Rais. This is the speed that I should have it. And what I was doing is I was basically, if I got it correct at any point, I would say good. And I could not generate language as fast as I actually needed to. Like, I couldn't generate at the speed of conversation because I had trained myself to just think, yeah, I'll get there eventually. So don't be like me. Do what I'm doing now, which is, I see this.
اجازه بدید
Ejoze bedid is let me, right? So that's good because I have it that fast. So I'll say 19 days. I'm not happy with my boss. That's a longer sentence. I give myself a little bit of time, but I'd say as Raisam Razi Nistam. Okay, so I'm kind of guessing at it. I'll put that as hard. I'm waiting for a friend, Montazere Dustam. Okay, so good. Are you mad at me? As man asabani hastid. That was hard, right? That's too slow. That's not how fast I want to speak Persian. So what I was doing before is I would have considered that like really good because I got all the words right in the right order. And you heard me just kind of questioning it, being like, as man asabani. So I need to go faster. So for that one, I'll give it hard. I'll see it again in 4 days. Boyad sabr dashte bashid. So that's what you should have patience. Okay, so hard, right? I need it to be like boom, 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 boom. Otherwise, I'm not going to be able to actually speak. And that was the main takeaway that I got from my attempts at speaking Farsi. I could hear things, I could understand really quickly, but then when it came time to speak, it was like I know it's there, but I'm like dredging it up from the depths. So I'll do a couple more, and then I'm going to wrap up because this is just a wrap up stream, and it's a really nice day outside. There's a farmer's market. My daughter's nap times have changed, so she's not napping right now, and I'm gonna start figuring this out. I see, as an Iranian who's watching this, OMG, you speak Persian really well, and I have to say, merci. I don't, but thank you. Tarof nakonid. You're too kind. Lot Florid. So a moment. Yeah, classe. What I will say, by the way, since you said that, I want to ask: is it intonation or pronunciation? If you can say that for me, because I've read in a textbook on language acquisition that people, if your intonation is right, that people are like, oh, you're really good at the language, even if your pronunciation's a little weird. I have focused on pronunciation to a certain amount. I feel like my ah before R is not right yet, but I'm really happy with my K's, my yek sound is getting there in the right place. EMS, you're not too late. I'll make it available later as well, and there will be more live streams, and I will do more Persian live streams. It just won't be every week at this point. So let's see. This is really interesting. Thank you. Random question: how you figure out an italki tutor? I just try one. And honestly, timing, like who's available. I've had a few misfires where it was just like we could not line up, and then I've had a few where they didn't have good internet or audio, and it was like it wasn't the best. And I've had a few who've just been amazing. And so for this, I had already worked with Hale, and I wanted to again, but we couldn't line up in terms of timing. I'll be following up with Shabnam, but she's actually been like traveling. And I picked Johnny at random. I thought he might have been in California because of his US flag behind him and his accent when he was speaking English in his intro video. And he's actually in Tehran, which was amazing. He said he's never been to the United States, but he learned English from Voice of America and Friends or something. It was really amazing. And he was like, where would you say my accent's from? And I was like, I don't know, California or Toronto? Like, he's like, no, I'm from Tehran. I pick one and go. And the good thing is, like, if you don't like them, you can, first of all, you can just quit. Like, you can leave the lesson right away. You don't have to stick it out. But I am the kind of person who, like, the social pressure, I'll stick it out. But even then, you could just find another person. They have a lot. I think it's sort of an embarrassment of riches in that it's like it's hard to sift through and figure out. So I have spent more than enough, like more time than I should have on watching those like italki intro videos. What I'll do is I will look at their intro video, like where's their camera set up? How does the audio sound? If they're like, in front of a glass table, in front of a window, and they're using their built-in microphone on their computer, and there's a big echo, and they're like, the camera's up their nose, I might not do a lesson with them unless, there's some other mitigating factors. The other thing that I'll do is just, and I think most people will understand this, I kind of try to gauge, like, are they going to have a problem with me? And then, but I haven't had that with italki at all, ever. I think everybody's really serious about language and being like open and friendly and crossing cultural boundaries and all this stuff. So, we'll see how it goes for the next couple of languages. But I mostly just watch video after video after video, and then I come up with a short list. I see who's got timing that fits with my schedule, and I just work with them. And if I like them, I just keep working with them. And there's a few who I like who don't have the best internet connection, but I really like them. So I'll tolerate that, just to keep working with them. All right. That's basically it for today. I'm going to finish up my coffee and go have a walk with my wife and daughter because it is a glorious day outside. And at some point I'll be able to talk about the weather fluently in Farsi. But I think what I'll do is maybe like, I don't know, what do y'all think? Like once a month, once every few weeks, once every 6 weeks, every 2 weeks, some sort of, updates on Farsi. But I think, just watching me make Anki cards with no linguistic content, I don't know if that'll be good for my channel or not. I could try it. We'll see. So it'll just be random times, though. It's like whenever I can sit down to study. All right. So just as a wrap up, thank you all for everything. I will be continuing with Farsi. Farsi will return. And I'm thinking of like all the James Bond movies, like James Bond will return in yada, yada, yada. What I will be doing coming up probably is sometime Sunday afternoons is going to be Modern Hebrew, and sometime in the week, and you all can let me know when is a good time. I'll be looking at Levantine Arabic, so that is both the Arabic that's spoken by Israeli Arabs, by Palestinians, by Jordanians, and by Lebanese, and so on. The part of the reason I want to do this is the textbook for it, from Routledge again, is written by a linguist, and it is just delightfully sociolinguistically accurate in a way that I've never seen anything. So it's just like really nice to see like, here's how women would pronounce this, here's how men would pronounce this, here's how you construct identity using these things. Here's like, it just is it's going to be a fun textbook to go through. And hopefully we can build some bridges as well that way. So I see. Take care. Ciao. خوش بگذره. All right. خیلی خیلی ممنونم. متشکرم. Merci. And خداحافظ. As I try to end my stream. Okay. خداحافظ.